Namaskar Mulano, what's up Gen Z? Welcome to today's explainer where we are gonna completely decode OCM Chapter 1 in pure English. Honestly, if you've been stressing out about your commerce basics, load लेने की बिल्कुल ज़रूरत नहीं है. Grab a snack, settle in, and let's go.
आज का मेन्यू एकदम sorted है. We're looking at the human activity check, economic versus non-economic, profession, the expert hustle, employment, the 9 to 5 grind, a pop quiz and showdown, and finally, the golden wall.
Section 1. The Human Activity Check. What were you doing exactly 5 minutes ago?
Seriously, think about what you were doing just before clicking on this explainer. Maybe you were scrolling Instagram Reels, playing some street cricket, or maybe eating a burger you ordered on Zomato. Motomoti Samajlo, if you are a human, literally any action performed by you is a human activity, period. Whether you're doom scrolling, eating, or a teacher teaching for a salary, all of these are human activities. But hey, pay attention to the warning here. A very common error students make in the exam is forgetting that absolutely every single human action counts as a human activity. In commerce, though, we divide these into two epic categories. Let's check them out.
Section 2. Economic versus non-economic activities. The money path versus the vibes path.
So here's the main event. We need to figure out which activities actually fill your wallet and which ones just, fill your soul. Economic activities, those are all about production and distribution to earn money and secure a livelihood. You are expecting a salary, fees, or profit, like a factory worker or a Swiggy delivery rider. On the flip side, non-economic activities are purely for the vibes. We're talking personal, social, or religious satisfaction, zero monetary expectation, like your mom cooking food for you or just sitting quietly and meditating. And guys, please look at the comment error note at the bottom. If you help a friend with their homework for free, it is not an economic activity. Even if it feels like a ton of hard work, there are absolutely no monetary returns involved, so it's non-economic.
Time for 3 quick questions. I'm going to ask and you just shout out the answers in your head. Number 1, playing IPL cricket for money. Number 2, attending a satsang. Number 3, a teacher teaching their own sibling at home.
Got your answers? Let's check. Boom! Playing IPL for money is 100% economic. Attending a satsang is for spiritual peace, so non-economic. And a teacher teaching their own sibling at home, well, they aren't charging their brother or sister, right? So that's non-economic too. If you got those right, your base is already super strong.
Section 3. Profession. The expert hustle. Skills, degrees, and big fees.
Now this is really interesting. How do we actually define a profession in the commerce world? It's not just any random job, it is the expert hustle. A profession requires you to use specialized educational knowledge and systematic, formal training to render a service. Think of a doctor, a lawyer, or a CA. They aren't just winging it, they've trained for years. And their financial return? It comes exclusively in the form of fees.
एग्जाम में ये सारे फीचर्स याद रखना थोड़ा ट्रिकी हो सकता है, so here's a super easy memory trick for you. AQF. A stands for aim, which is to earn money while solving client problems. Q is qualification. You absolutely need systematic and formal training. And F is financial returns. They charge fees. Yaad rakhna beta, this is where a huge common mistake happens. Do not write that a private practicing doctor or CA earns a salary. Nope, they earn fees. Their income is not fixed.
Section 4. Employment, the 9 to 5 grind. The employer-employee relationship.
Transitioning over to our next hustle path, let's talk about employment. The classic 9 to 5 grind where you work for a boss. The aim here is mutual, meeting the needs of both the employer and the employee. Now, qualifications totally depend on the specific job. A nurse needs skilled training, but an office boy might be unskilled. But here is the most crucial point. In employment, the employee requires zero capital. The employer invests everything. You don't need any registration either, just sign and follow the TNC contract. Basically, you bring your time and skills, and they bring the money. You just do what the boss tells you to do.
Let's talk money. In your exam, please payment word mat use karna. Instead, use the proper keyword, remuneration or compensation. If you get paid daily or weekly, it's called wages. If you get paid monthly, it's a salary. And here is another classic common error. Students often think a retiring teacher can just pass their job down to their kid. No way! Employment is completely non-transferable. You can't just hand it over to someone else.
Section 5. Pop quiz and showdown. Ultimate face-off and brain teasers.
Okay, we are putting profession and employment head-to-head right now. This comparison table is highly expected in your exam.
Notice the core differences here. Professionals get fees, while employees get wages or a salary. A professional needs to invest capital to set up a clinic or office, right? But an employee needs zero capital. Interestingly, neither of them can transfer their position. But look at decision-making. Professionals take their own expert decisions, whereas employees generally have no power to make big organizational decisions.
All right, tricky MCQ time. Listen to this one very carefully. Priya is a qualified chartered accountant, a CA, but she is working in a multinational corporate firm. What financial return does she get? A. Fees. B. Profit. C. Salary. Or D. Wages. Take a second. Look closely at where she is working before you guess.
Gotcha. The answer is C, salary. But wait, why? Because even though being a CA is a profession, she is employed by an organization. She isn't doing her own private practice. Whenever you are an employee, you get a fixed monthly salary, not fees. This is a classic trick question examiners absolutely love to ask.
Let's level up with an assertion reason challenge. Assertion A, Mr. Sharma can easily transfer his manager job to his son when he retires. Reason R, the nature of the job decides the nature of work an employee has to do. Let's see if you can decode this combo based on the exact features we just studied.
And the answer is, assertion A is totally false. We just learned that employment is non-transferable. Mr. Sharma absolutely cannot just hand his manager job over to his kid. However, reason R is completely true. The nature of the job absolutely decides the work you do. That's an exact textbook feature. Did you get that one right?
Section 6, the Golden Wall, Last-Minute Imp, and Quick Revision.
Welcome to the Golden Wall. I highly recommend you take a screenshot of these next few slides because this is your ultimate exam lifesaver. First up, the exact keywords you need to use to impress your examiner. Write remuneration instead of just payment. Always mention non-transferability when discussing both employment and profession. If you're defining a profession, the phrase systematic and formal training is totally non-negotiable. And always highlight monetary versus non-monetary expectations when separating economic from non-economic activities. Highlight these exact words and you'll secure maximum marks.
Next up is the Golden Wall Mind Map. This is your entire OCM Chapter 1 condensed into a single, highly memorizable table. You've got human activities splitting into non-economic for personal vibes and no money, and economic for earning money. Then, that economic side splits into employment for a salary with no capital, profession for fees with formal training, and business for profit. Snap a picture of this right now.
And finally, the top exam questions smash up. You need to practice these exact formats: MCQs, true or false, fill in the blanks, and definitions. For example, a true-false might be: employer invests capital in employment. That's true, because remember, the boss invests while the employee invests zero. Or fill in the blank: professional income is given in the form of fees. These exact formats frequently show up on exam day, so be ready for them.
Let's wrap this up with a final thought. You just spent the last 10 or so minutes learning commerce with me for your exams. Tell me this, was watching this explainer an economic or non-economic activity for you? Think about it. Are you getting a salary for studying right now, or are you doing it for personal educational growth? Drop your answer below in the comments. I hope your concepts are crystal clear now. Load mat below, keep studying, and I'll catch you in the next explainer. Bye.